Hey guys, and welcome to another reaction video. Yeah, take two. I've actually tried to record this before, but I was ending up talking so much bullcrap that I just decided to start over. Yeah, today I'm reacting to the next video by TheAnYPony, also known as ANY Entertainment. Yeah, this is too many Pinkies, too many Pinkie Pies. I like the episode. I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't see where you could really complain about it. I really like the I don't know. I really like the depiction of Pinkie Pie that she was really getting kind of worried and kind of down. You don't see that very often from her. But I more so liked it that she really couldn't look away from that wall. For me, it really shows how much she likes her friends. Not that I ever doubted that, of course, but I don't know. I just kind of really like this episode. Not great, but I still think it's really, really good. But yeah. Also, sorry that I didn't record pretty much all week. It was mixed. Some days I had no time, and on other days I was just lazy and didn't record. So yeah, sorry. But yeah, this weekend is long. I have a long weekend. I don't have to go to school on Monday because Monday is a holiday here in Germany. It's the day of German unity, where we celebrate that East and West Germany reunited in 1990. So yeah, you can definitely expect me to record on that day, on Monday. I hope I will be able to record on Tuesday. I'm not promising anything, but I'll try my best. But yeah, for now, let's do this. So let's see what he thinks about it. 3, 2, 1, okay. Go.
Hello out there, this is the TheAnYPony, and welcome to my review of Too Many Pinkie Pies. Oh boy, I really like this one. There is only one big flaw in it, but more about this later, because the rest of the episode totally makes up for it. It is, as the title pretty much indicates, a Pinkie Pie episode, and in my eyes, the best true Pinkie episode so far. What's a true Pinkie episode, you might ask?
German?
Well,
I think I recognize the German
Pinkie
accent.
is this random, fourth wall-breaking, supportive slapstick character with a bunch of super equine abilities. She's absolutely brilliant for other characters to bounce gags off, lightening the mood of a scene or delivering a surprise plot twist. I imagine it must be mind-blowingly hard to write an episode featuring this character in a leading role, with keeping all these character traits and abilities intact. For example, try to imagine Pinkie's very first appearance in Friendship of Magic, shown from her point of view. She is trotting along the street when she suddenly is greeted by a new pony. Instead of just seeing her go "Aah!" and disappearing until her reappearance at the surprise party, we would follow her around while she invites all the other ponies in town and puts all the party preparations together. This would be totally boring, unfunny, and not Pinkie. She needs to be able to go whoosh out of the story and suddenly re-enter. She needs to be able to give confusing speeches and act on a logic only Pinkie understands. And that's exactly the difficulty with writing a story in which we focus on Pinkie, but neither making a confusing psychedelic mind meld that's completely true to the Pinkie Pie we know as a supportive character, nor make her a more or less normal Earth pony that talks a bit faster but still acts on a rather ordinary level of reason. The perfect example for the latter is A Friend Indeed. We follow a rather slow-paced Pinkie that even turns to Twilight for reasonable advice. We come across similar downgrades of her character and or abilities in, as far as you count it as a Pinkie episode, Mystery on the Friendship Express and Baby Cakes.
Doesn't like the baby cakes, eh?
One is pretty awesome.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
Even so, it is one of the best mental breakdown episodes, only matched by Lesson 0.
Yes!
I do not count it as a true Pinkie episode, since we get more insane Pinkamena Diane Pie than good old random Pinkie. So the only episode left starring Pinkie as a lead is Griffin to the Brush, and yes, this one is great. And it manages to focus on Pinkie, but without grounding her too much. Literally. This is a true Pinkie episode for me and definitively up there with Too Many Pinkie Pies. Why do I prefer the newer one? Well, it is a close call. I guess it's my personal preferences always to side with the more crazy episode. What do I like about Too Many Pinkie Pies? As in Griffin the Brush Off, Pinkie is allowed to stay true to her normal self. She can still whoosh out of the screen, pull some impossible moves, and stay unimpressed by insane circumstances. And these are some insane circumstances. The only thing capable of crushing Pinkie's mood is the realization that her friends get to suffer due to her clones, which hurts her double because she is the one responsible for their suffering. Matters getting even worse for her when she has to face the ultimate cloning dilemma. How does she know that she is the real one? Okay, usually for this dilemma to work, the clones have to share the memories of the original one, so every single one actually believes she is the original. This is definitively not the case here. The clones don't know anything about Ponyville or Pinkie's friends, and she even has to teach them her own name. But My Little Pony is after all a kids show, and the story should not be too complicated. So I'll just go with it and accept that the clone dilemma only exists in Pinkie's mind. For now. Because we are getting pretty close to the episode's one big flaw I mentioned at the beginning. The whole situation, including Pinkie doubting if she is the original, is completely over her head, and she falls into depressed apathy. So it is up to Twilight to find a solution. Okay, about the scene in which Spike happens to stumble across a secret compartment in one of the bookshelves, which, due to a lucky coincidence, contains the one book they happen to search for at this very moment.
Book Ex Machina.
Nothing. It comes totally out of nowhere, makes no sense, and isn't mentioned ever again.
No.
I guess it's some kind of reference or parody? Moving on, because now we are at the one point where the story gets stupid and outright disturbing when you think about it. The MacGuffin spell Twilight finds in the book has a catch. Apparently, it is also capable of letting the original Pinkie go poof and send her into the void of the mirror pool. Of course, Twilight is afraid to accidentally cast a spell on the real Pinkie and erasing one of her best friends out of existence. Luckily, thanks to the real Pinkie Twilight happens to talk to without recognizing her, she comes up with the ultimate test to identify the real Pinkie. Watching paint dry.
Yeah.
Because only the real Pinkie would have the willpower to sit through the un-Pinkie task, because only she has more to live for than her clones. So far, so good. Now all Twilight has to do is very carefully— Holy crap! Careful there! For Celestia's sake, Twilight! This one only blinked because her neighbor did something crazy! For someone who was not willing to send even a single obvious mad clone back before, Twilight got frightening trigger happy out of a sudden. This development really only does work in a kids show. Kids can just accept that the paint drying test is fail-safe. But as an adult who questions things, this scene creeps me out as hell. Twilight could have so easily hit the real Pinkie and, let's name it, kill her, if being sent to a superpositional dimension on the other side of a magical lake wouldn't even be worse. When I saw this episode for the first time, in the end when only one Pinkie was left over, I was actually like, oh crap, is this really the original Pinkie? But then Twilight just approaches her and says with the taken-for-grantedness only a kids show can pull off, "Pinkie, you can look away now." And of course it is really Pinkie. Happy end, hooray! But disturbing nonetheless. And you just keep on wondering if there was no other way to identify the real Pinkie, except zapping each Pinkie that did more than just a twitch out of existence. If there only had been any way to tell the clones and the original apart. How about
their memory?
Looking for the one Pinkie that acts completely different from every Pinkie else.
Yeah, would work too.
Seriously.
I guess. I would have.
How could they
I would have
not
probably
spot
still
the one depressed
did the
Pinkie
memory
within
check.
this crowd of mindless
Just in
fun drones? And it is not like this obvious difference only exists so the viewer can tell who is the real Pinkie. Twilight, Spike and Rainbow Dash all noted that this one acts different and even talk about this observation. If it weren't for these two scenes, I would have been able to take the whole story thanks to suspension of disbelief. But by pointing out twice that the other ponies also recognize the one Pinkie that is different and still let them go through with the paint test because they claimed not to be able to figure out who is the one unique Pinkie. That drives me mad. Twilight is supposed to be super smart, for crying out loud. Okay.
I would have probably still
to get this out
made
of my
a test.
You see,
Just
I'm
in
getting so worked
case.
up about this because the rest of this episode is so good. Pinkie was the star and still allowed to be random. There were great images and jokes throughout the whole episode. And I really enjoyed Pinkie facing the clone dilemma. Even though it never really existed since all the clones did not share Pinkie's memories and acted like unreasonable drones.
Yeah.
In the end, it is a fun episode, especially Pinkie fans should be able to enjoy. As long as they bring an extra big dose of suspension of disbelief, that is. This is TheAnYPony saying, see you soon.
Okay. Yeah. I definitely see where he's coming from. He does like the episode, so do I. Just going by she's acting different, she must be the one is, for me personally, still a little bit too risky. I would have, if it was my show, I would have probably said this could be the real Pinkie, but let's just make sure and still go with the test. I would have made probably a different test though. I guess, well, they didn't know that the clones didn't share her memories. Would have been pretty easy to find out if you ask me, but okay. Like I said, I would have not liked it as much if they would just go by she's acting differently, she must be the one. Though she was the one who was acting differently. Of course, but still, you're working with, well, you might accidentally send your very best friend into a completely different dimension and will never get her back. I would have double checked, but I can see she was a little bit trigger happy, but it was, I guess that was just for effect. Also, I don't think that, I think there was some time in between the reactions of the Pinkies that we just didn't see, that we skipped, because why would we see nothing happen? Later it happened a lot more often and she had to get a little bit trigger happy, but I definitely see his point. There was a little bit, okay, could have done it differently, probably, but yeah. Still, I do see it's a great, I still think it's a really good episode, and so does he apparently, so not completely of his opinion, but for the most part, I would say. So yeah, I do like his review style. I think he's German. I think I recognize the accent as German. Or maybe I'm just stupid, who knows. Maybe I can't make out German accents because I'm German myself, which isn't true. I mean, I am German, but I do recognize the German accent. I do also recognize my own accent when I hear myself. Most of the time, at least. I know I have one. Yeah. I don't know what else to say, so I think I'm just gonna end the video right here. Say I hope you guys like this little commentary, and I will see you next time.